Let's take a look at the tabs block. It has a couple of tabs with content. And I'm using shift click so that I can preview how the page will actually work. And just clicking on an element would select the element, but shift click will make it interactive. So, okay, let's look at the layout. First, we have tabs section. So these are like these 4 headings with navigation items. And if we look at the code, we can see this is one, the second one, and so on. And this is an important part. These are links, and href is pointing to ID of the corresponding panel. And panels are listed in the second section, and here we have tab panel 1, tab panel 2, tab panel 3, and so on. Tab panels have IDs which are linked with tabs on top. So let's look at the development. It's pointing to hash tab number 2, and let's shift click so that we see it. Tab number 2 has ID tab number 2. So if we would change the IDs, and it's a good idea to change them to make them more sensible, so we could call this tab development. So let's change it, because that's the title of the section. And then let's go on the link, we have to change it here as well. Development. And now we can try if it works. It does. Okay, so how can we remove a section? Okay, now after we make changes like this, it's always a good idea to refresh the page. So how can we remove a section? So first we have to remove if it's navigation item, and then we also have to remove its tab panel. Remove, and let's refresh the page, and now our tab has only 3 tabs and panels. Okay, so how can we add a new one? The easiest way is that we duplicate an existing element, and first we have to duplicate a tab, and let's double click and type our title. We also have to change the ID in the link. Okay, but now we also have to duplicate a panel. So if we refresh, see there is no panel, nothing happens. So let's go to panels, and we have to find the layout that we want to use. So let's say we want to use this layout. So we duplicate the panel. We have to change its ID. Refresh the page. And we see the problem is both panels are selected at the same time. So the reason for this is that we choose an active item and we duplicated it. So that's also easy to fix. Just in my section, on navigation item, we will remove state active. and also here, because we want the first one to be shown by default. So let's try now what happens. Refresh again. So let's see what's wrong with this one. It also has an active class, and it also has a class in, which means that this tab is shown. And the second one also has this, because that's the tab we duplicated, so it got the classes. And we refresh. So let's make the first one active. And also we have to make the first tab panel active if we want to show it. So we have to add two classes, active and in. So let's refresh. And now everything is working fine. Okay, so just to repeat, the active navigation item will have state active, and the active tab panel active will have two classes assigned to it, active and in. So if you make any change and another panel gets selected by default, you can simply remove classes active and in and set classes, these two classes, on the panel that you want to be displayed by default. And same goes with navigation item. You just set state active to the tab which will be shown selected by default.